Hi everyone. Today we are going to see how to log the details for a pipeline run. How can we see how many number of rows it copied and how many number of rows it read, and just basic logging details we are going to do. So we are going to take rows copied, rows read, copy duration, and the table name, error details, and the schema name. This is what we are going to log the details for a pipeline in Synapse or ADL. So you can use the same mechanism for both of them. And if I have to go here, let me create a new pipeline. Here, we need to have a couple of details. First, we need to have a metadata table. So I'm just creating a metadata table here. Create table metadata, and you have the column names, ID, table name, schema name, container name, and folder name. And I'm going to insert these values here into that metadata table, the table name, schema name, and the folder name, whatever I wanted to give, like the container name. And these are the folder and subfolder. If I have select this metadata, these are the details I have available in my table. This is what I'll be using for my dynamic pipeline because I wanted to load multiple tables at once. So if I have to choose an activity here now, I'll go for the lookup activity and go to the settings, remove this first row only because we have multiple values in the table. So not only first row, and SQL database is my source. Select it. AZ SQL and linked service. Let me create new. This is my linked service. AZ SQL. AZ. I'm just giving a some unique name and get the server name. And you can also get the database name. Basically, username and password should be given through Azure Key Vault. But for this video, I'm giving directly. And just test the connection. Click on create. Once the linked service is created, I'm going to choose import schema as none because I wanted to pass dynamically the value by creating parameters. So let's go to the source dataset here. Click on open. Go to the parameter section. Create two parameters, table name and schema name. These are the two parameters I'm creating. I'll pass those parameters at the table name place, schema name, and here table name. The second parameter is table name. So this I will be reusing for other activities as well, this dynamic data set. So that's why I have created parameters. Let me go to AZ SQL once again. Table name, let me go here and give the table name. So basically, we have to pass the table name here manually for the first time for the metadata. And whatever the metadata holds those table names, that will be passed dynamically when we reuse this same data set. And if you can preview the data, these are the values you are seeing here. Inside the lookup activity, you are going to get these values as a JSON format, all these details. So let me pass this to for each. You can see I'm passing it to for each. And let me pass this to items, lookup value array. So lookup value array is going to pass the JSON objects values into my copy data activity, where I can pass those values dynamically, the table names. Go to the source data set. Click on, I don't need to create a new one because I already created a data set. Let me reuse the dataset AZ SQL, and the table name now it comes from the lookup activity. So if I click on this, for each dot the table name. So just go to the metadata table and pick that table name from here. And for the schema name, just click on add dynamic content dot, go to the metadata table and pick that particular column which has schema name. That's it. Now it will dynamically loop the values. For each is going to loop one by one value, and it is going to get dynamically the data. Sync data set, you can create a new one. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. And you can copy for the Parquet format. And if I go here, choose the default link service in Synapse. NCPL is the one which I'm choosing my container, and click OK. Here what I'll do is I'll say none as my import schema because I wanted to pass some values dynamically. Click OK and open this data set. Give the directory name. First go to the parameter, click on directory, and give one more thing. This one is sufficient, directory. Let me use this directory file path. What I'll do is here I'll concat directory, or yeah, this way I can concat. Just select this parameter for now and go back to pipeline. Here I'll do the concatenation. For each dot, this container name I'll take it, and folder name I'll take it. I'll concat both of them. So container name, comma, then I wanted to take folder name dot folder name. Whenever you click on this, it will bring this item off automatically. Okay, if you see here once again, if I click, it is going to give me item off automatically. Okay, so I'll take that part, and what I'll do, I'll just add a function called concat. Concat is going to concat these two things together. And what I'll do is I'll just keep double quotes, single quote here, and I'll just give slash so that it will create a folder inside a folder structure. Click OK. Now if I run this just for testing, we have to add the logging part still. That part is still pending for us. Let me test the pipeline, whether it is successfully running or not. And it will run very quickly. It won't take more than 3 minutes. If I go to here, the data part, link, open here, you can see the storage account, NCPL is my container. And if you see here, there should be a new folder. It should create in some time. AdventureWorks is a new folder which it created, sales LT. Then it created some folders, and there is a Parquet file which it has created. So that means the pipeline status is successful till here. Now what I wanted is, I wanted to log the details. That is what my agenda. I wanted to log those things. Let me delete this container. Let me delete other container also, which is I don't need the folder. So my thing is I have to log those details. How many it copied, how many it read, all these things. So that information we can get it from copy data. If you go to the output of the copy data, you can see these details. Let me copy these things from here and let me paste it here. So if you see data read, data written, files written, source peak connections, these I don't need. These are not required for me, but I required this. How many rows it read from the source side? How many rows it copied from that particular table? How much time it took? These details I needed. So let me do this. I'll add a stored procedure. We'll create a stored procedure activity. Click on new query. Create table. Let me add a table name called log details, or you can say pipeline logs as a table name. So this table is going to store the values, how many rows it copied, how many rows it read, all these things. ID integer identity of 1, 1, and table name varchar of 100, schema name varchar of 100, schema will be just 50. Let me take that. And rows read, let me make it capital. Just I wanted to go for rows read is a value here, numeric value, if you observe. So then I'll take it as a big int. Big int. Now rows copied is also big int. So let me take this both as capitals, and error message varchar of 500. If something goes wrong, error message has to be captured. And finally, if I go for copy duration big int, because duration is also, it's in numeric values. Big int. This is my table. Let me create it. Now let me insert, or we should not manually insert because it has to automatically get values from the pipeline. To automatically get values from the pipeline while execution, we have to use stored procedure method. So let me create procedure, create proc USP log details. You can say here, and let me take all these values and give as input parameters. What I'll do here is I'll keep it rate, so that becomes parameter, and ID we don't need to pass because it's an identity. It automatically gets that. And now insert into what is this table name? Pipeline logs, values of, I need to pass all these values inside it. I'll do is I'll just remove these data types. Okay. This is what it completed. We have chosen all of them. And let me create this. Pipeline stored procedure is created for logging details. Now go to this Synapse, open this, and add a stored procedure activity. Copy this on success, give here success, and just select the link service which we have created earlier. And if you go for stored procedure name, refresh, it is definitely going to give you the stored procedure name. USP log details, import it. It has lot of procedures, the parameters. We will pass the values. For copy duration, go to the activity outputs, copy data output dot, what is there? It has copy duration. Copy this thing and pass it here. Next, error message for success, it will be null. For number of rows copied, go to the activity outputs dot and rows copied. Number of rows read, go to here, activity output dot rows read. You can give like this. Now for schema name is not available in the copy data output. We are giving it from the for each. So it will be having table schema. I think that is correct as per me. Table schema. Yeah. And for table name, table name. Now this is for success. What about for failure then? Copy this thing. When it is failed, it will go to the fail site. Failure. It has to get the details. So I'm getting all those details. Copy duration can be done. Number of rows copied. When it is failed, we don't need that. Number of rows read also, we don't need that because it's failed already. And duration, it's fine. Error message, I can go here and error message, just keep like this. Error message. This is what I can give here and just run the pipeline. So let's see. So everything is success. So if I go to the table, definitely I have to see the success related activity. So let me go to this and check on the table part, pipeline logs. See copy duration, number of rows copied for each table, the rows read, rows copied, and these are the details. So every day it is going to get inserted here. You can add a timestamp and that will also give you every day how many data it wrote, it copied. You can add one more column called timestamp or today's date, and you can give dynamically that also current date of in the SQL. It will give you all the values from there. Okay. And if I have to see on the error message side, let's see on the error message side. If I have to go here for error message, error dot, let me take like this. So this will help us to capture the error details. Let me do that. What I'll do is I'll insert a value which a table should not be exist. That table let's insert and let's check. So that should capture the error message. Product category 1 is a table name. I wanted to give it. And anyway, the table does not exist. So let's see how it is going to react. Now let me debug. So 5 tables, it has to go on the success side. And the 6th table, it has to log the details of error. Because one table, it has to fail and it has to go onto the error side. So one table, it has failed. That is going to be the error side, and it has to log those details. You can see failure stored procedure is running, which is going to capture my failed data result. Okay, it has run successfully. If I go to my tab logs, I should have now more logs. And you can see rows read, rows copied, because we are not reading. And it ran for 11 seconds and it failed here. This is the error. So it can clearly say what is an error for you now. Product 1, invalid object name. So the error has been captured. Very good. And if I go to my pipeline, what I have given here, error dot message for the error message. Directly I have given here error dot message. This you can use it for any activity, or not only for copy data, any activity you can use error and dot message. This you can use for any activity. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you.